Earlier, I said that the hard mix was like a threshold being applied to the 3 separate channels that make up an image in RGB mode. Well, it's like it, but it's not it. Now that we know what the vivid light blending mode does, I can tell you the truth. It's applying a vivid light to each of those 3 channels separately, which creates the hard mix. And let me demonstrate it using just this image and a dummy blending mode. Switch it off from just a heads up vivid light to hard mix. Now, pretty crazy effect, right? And if we take a look at the channels individually, we can see that it's an effect very similar to threshold, but if we were doing a threshold effect, we'd have to figure out where we want to place it. By doing the vivid light blending mode on each of these channels individually, we don't have to make any decisions. It's all in the formula, so it handles all of that automatically. And let me go back to layers, which I think is absolutely wonderful. And remember, vivid light is just these 2 formulas placed together, which is the same as color burn and color dodge. And so you're basically applying color burn to each channel individually, much as the way we're using a dummy layer to apply it to the same image over and over again. All right, pretty neat. But of course, we notice it immediately clips, which is to be expected given how drastic a change we have going on. With all that clipping, we can have some disastrous results, but keep in mind, if we were to remember what I said several times now, hard mix is one of the 8 blending modes that's affected differently by fill opacity than it is standard opacity. And again, those modes are multiply, color burn, linear burn, color dodge, linear dodge add, vivid light, linear light, hard mix, and difference. Ooh, we're almost at the end of all those. So a little bit can go a long way. Here's just, say, 17%. Look at that. And as you crank it up, you're going to get crazy effects pretty quickly. Here we go. So maybe keep it on the low end for realism, or crank it all the way up if you want to have some crazy effect. That's cool too. These can be pretty useful. Let's see it in effect between 2 different layers. Wow. I'm often impressed. Remember, standard opacity will have a different effect than fill opacity. And so you can have some really amazing effects with just a little bit of hard mix. Okay, well that does it for all the contrast modes. So that leaves us with just a couple of more modes. We'll be covering the inversion, cancellation modes next, and this is when things get weird. And so we'll deal with those in the next set of videos. When everything's said and done, we'll then have the components, which are really straightforward, and then we'll be ready to start the assignment. How exciting. See you in the next video.